So your first tour says that you're going to be on sea duty for how many months? Find out what that actually means here in this video. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's roll right into the topic. So a lot of you guys have chosen seagoing rates. For example, bosun's mate, or you picked some electrician's mate, or something where you're going to be on the ship for a good amount of time. Now, a lot of you don't understand when it says sea time versus shore time. And the literal translation of what you think sea time versus shore time means is not what you think it means. A lot of you guys think you're going to be the next Jack Sparrow or whatnot from Pirates of the Caribbean out to sea for 5 years straight. That's not how this works. If so, people in the military or in the Navy in general would probably be out if that was the case. So that you guys are aware, every job has a amount of sea time versus a amount of shore time that is tied to how the job is. The job is interchanged between different types of duty stations. That doesn't mean if it's 5 years, you're going to be stuck at a 5-year tour at one place. That could be 3 years at one place and 2 at another. However they decide to do it when you pick orders. It's just showing what the typical rotation of that job is as far as a deployable billet, like say you're on a ship. So a sea duty billet is when you can be deployed from that billet. So a lot of you guys think you're individually deployed all the time. That doesn't really happen in today's military as much as it did during Iraq and Afghanistan, with a lot of corpsmen and other rates being sent with the Army and augmented other places. That's not really happening now. But to say for the majority of people, if you get orders for a sea duty, meaning like a ship, it could be Seabees with a construction battalion, it could be with the Marines if you're a corpsman, something where you're going to go away. Doesn't mean literally on a boat. So when you're there, that's when that sea timer is clicking and starting of how many ever months it says that rotation could be. So for right now, I have a 3-year sea duty tour that I'm on right now. So that means I can apply for a shore duty tour afterwards, because that's how because the ratio of my sea time to sea time or shore time is I can flip-flop like that. And I've met the 3-year requirement, so then I'm going to go to shore for 3 years. Mind you, for corpsmen, us on the shore side, we can still be pulled or augmented to be deployed, especially for my job as an independent duty corpsman. So it's not as relevant as for you like seagoing rates, where it's literally you're going to be on a ship. Now, like I said, with that ratio, that differs for every single job. So even though I believe it was like a 3-to-2 or something ratio for corpsmen, when I was in the NEC, or the specialty of pharmacy technician, I believe it was a 6-year shore duty rotation to 3-year sea duty rotation, which I still was on shore duty for a total of 7 years. So that's a year over what the rotation is, right? But it's just like a guideline to give that feedback to you. So for example, say you did have a 5-year amount of shore duty, or sea duty, I mean, that means yes, you could do a 3 years on a ship, and billets that are available for shore, you can still apply for those. It doesn't mean you have to go to sea. It's just you should go to sea, because that's how the rotation for your job actually is. It's hard to explain why rotations are the way they are, but that's how it works. Now, another thing to consider is when you are on a shore duty tour and you're, for example, like a bosun's mate, that can be difficult for you or for other rates. For example, when I was at the hospital, there were SHs, there were CSs, people that were cooks and stuff that weren't doing medical stuff. And so the biggest complaint that we had were there were people that were, helping out run the barracks or do something that wasn't related to their job, and they didn't feel totally satisfied. So they wanted to go back to sea duty because they actually did their job. And also they felt that it was harder to shine in a command like that, where you had corpsmen that were doing their job as corpsmen, and it was easier to be evaluated or seen in a higher light to promote there. That's not every command. I'm just giving my personal experience or expertise seeing seagoing rates go from a sea duty billet to a shore duty, which shore duty can be good in some sense, and it can also be bad. There's a lot of people that think when they first go to shore duty, it's going to be cake. They're going to complete all their college they want to do. It's going to be the easiest job they've ever had. And it sounds like the most skate thing they've ever done. And then they get there and then they're like, this is not what I wanted. I thought I was going to get a better tour than this. Just don't bank on shore duty the whole time. It's not always what it's cracked up to be, maybe. It could be something that you don't like, or you actually did like the ship more. So there isn't like a real preference, I would say, because I think that really is billet per billet. I mean, who your bosses are, things like that. But I just really wanted to break down that sea duty is not what a lot of you guys think it is. So just keep this in mind. I hope this cleared up some of the air for you guys if you guys had questions about it. As always, guys, if you have questions about this or something else military related, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, I love you guys. I'll see you next time.